Good morning, afternoon, or evening. I am Stephanie Joy with All Things Social Security and the attorney at Joy Disability. You're about to see what should be a question and answer format type of chat from our live session on a particular topic that we find that a lot of people keep asking about. So I'm sharing it here. If there are pieces that could have been added that weren't added during the live, because it's a kind of a fast-paced Q&A that we do every Wednesday at 1 p.m. You might just find that I added something to the end of it to give it a little more clarity and a little more details for those that are interested in that particular topic. So check to see if that's at the end. Otherwise, enjoy the video. Bye-bye. Tina says, one question I have is my work record pertaining to being insured for SSDI. Can you explain it? I don't see it, so I can't really explain it. I was a teacher, so did not qualify for SSDI. I think what you're saying is from your teaching job, you never paid in. Did you have any of the other jobs that a lot of teachers do? Like over the summer, a lot of people would like do a different job and they would pay for SSD at least a little bit. Yeah, because if you don't buy the insurance by paying in for it, you're not going to have any, unfortunately. So SSDI is insurance that you pay premiums for, Tina, and it's through the FICA tax that those of us that didn't opt for a job, like some teachers' jobs, that teacher could opt out of SS, and many did because they're like, I get a bigger paycheck, but then you don't have Social Security. And they did that because they had their teacher's pension that they were contributing to. So it's one or the other. Nowadays, a lot of places, the teacher can and or must, depending on the district, I guess, pay into SS as well. And it's great because then they have their pension and they have Social Security. And so very few teachers are living like paupers like the rest of us. You know what I mean? It's like a veteran who gets P&T gets that benefit and can also get the SSDI if he paid into it, which of course he did when he was in the military, and any job he had thereafter. So, the SSDI is insurance. If you pay the premiums, you get the benefits if you trigger the terms of the policy. And that's how SSD works, just like any other insurance. You can gain back SSDI insured status. A lot of teachers work before they became, let's say you didn't opt to work in the summers, you just took them off. You might be paying the price now in this way, but I'm sure you had a nice time when you were younger. Sometimes people work 6 years at a tax-paying job, meaning SSD tax, not just income tax, because of course you paid income tax, before they became teachers. Maybe it was in college, little amount, but nonetheless, they can sometimes, you just need to get for retirement, to have any kind of SSD retirement, you have to have at least 10 years. So you want to make sure you get that at least at any rate. But if you haven't worked in 20 years, you're going to have to work at least part-time, kind of like what I was telling Heather above. If you earn, for you, I would say if you can earn 4 credits, so earn $10,000 a year, it's way under SGA. You can be disabled and earn that, and it's not going to mean you're not disabled. Do it at a job that does not inconsistent with what you say you have limitations in. Make it part-time, obviously. Under SGA, obviously. You can gain back your insured status for SSDI or gain it at all if you never had it. If you already have met your 10 years for retirement, that's good. But you could look at your numbers and see what you would need to do if you're capable of doing that. If you're not, yeah, you're just going to have to deal with the stuff that you paid for and bought in for, which is the teacher pension, and it won't be the both. But a lot of districts have gotten away from that, and they have their people pay Social Security taxes too, so that when they do leave, they have a much better financial quality of life. Good morning, afternoon, or evening. Your video is about to start. I wanted to remind you of our newer Wednesday, 1 p.m. live stream Q&A on all things Social Security. Visitors are welcome to post a question in the chat, and I'll do my best to answer it. It's on a first-come, first-served basis, so please get there on time. Otherwise, if you care to be a member and get some different kinds of perks, feel free to click the join button below, or just click it to learn about them. Anyway, I hope to see you Wednesday. If not, enjoy the video. Bye now. Hey all, so it's Tuesday, March 4th, and I just wanted to share, and this is primarily for those that were subject to the WEP or the GPO, who were very excited when late last year, early January, something like that. I forget the day. Congress passed the Social Security Fairness Act, and it eliminated application of the WEP and the GPO that had previously eliminated the windfall that certain government pension receiving folks would otherwise be receiving. But they got rid of that. And a little while ago, not today, a week or so ago, there was the announcement by the SSA that although the previous, I guess, administration had given it a year in order to correct all of the government pensioner people's Social Security amounts, they said it would take a year. That's what they were slating it for anyway. And the SSA now announced very recently, I guess under the Doge, that those corrections would happen a lot faster and more efficiently with automation. And they stated that the payments, except for those with complex cases, would be completed by March for those back benefits, by end of March. So they're going to start rolling them out little by little. So today we get a press release that today is Tuesday, March 4th. The first was only on Saturday. So I don't know how many days they were working on this, but they've already paid out through Tuesday, March 4th, 1,127,723 people. Now, I think on the prior report, we were told that there was 3.2 million people affected. So that sounds like they've already done a third of the people who would get the benefit of this Fairness Act rule change on WEP and GPO. They go on to say that it's $7.5 billion in retroactive payments that have been paid. The average retroactive payment so far is $6,710. And that, of course, is what they were owed in 2024 because they were reduced for the WEP and or the GPO. So it sounds, and that's probably about 14 months worth, my math tells me, maybe 13 months. So it looks like every year then, the average of these recipients, these beneficiaries, their average increase then for each year going forward would be $6,710 as an average. And of course, COLAs will be applied as always too to our benefits and their benefits. So that does seem like pretty expeditious handling of this, I have to say. Very impressive. I'm not going to go into much more on that because it's just touting the horn of the new administration's desire to implement money going to beneficiaries and claimants as fast as possible. And I don't want to tout on that because I know it makes some people tweak. God forbid something good is said. Okay. But anyway, that's good news for the people that otherwise may have been waiting all year long. So I just wanted to get that out. I'm sure they're going to tell us, well, I shouldn't say I'm sure. I'd like to think they're going to tell us when everyone is paid up because they should tout their horn on that. You don't see speed like this normally with the SSA. And I did sit through a NOSCR event today. It was for people, well, pretty much anyone could have sat in on it who's a member. I happen to be in the Third Circuit, so I was interested. And there was some talk about all the things going on with the reductions in force and all that. There was a LinkedIn post today by the CEO, Mr. Camp of NOSCR, and he was kind of clarifying again that there is not a 50% cut in Social Security staff going on. It is something far, far smaller. And I think he's the one that emphasized that the goal expressed is to take people from unnecessary areas that don't even affect customer service, initial determinations, reconsiderations, and all the things that we all need in our little area of the pool here. It's actually those other areas that are a little more unnecessary gravy and don't actually help consumers or the taxpayers or the beneficiaries or the claimants. And that those people are generally being offered to move to the customer-facing areas. So whether or not they want to take that move is obviously another question. Customer service is a tough area to be in, I think. And, we'll see if they choose to do it, but apparently the offer's there. So really it's probably more of a lot of eliminating the unnecessary areas that your money's going out to and you're getting no benefit from, to direct more of those people and monies to the areas that actually affect all the claimants and beneficiaries, of which I will be in a few years. And anyway, okay, there's that. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.